we're checking out all the hero specializations that came out in The War Within. In this video, we're taking a look at the Frostfire Mage, obviously available to both Frost and Fire Mages. Frostfire Mages merge together seemingly incompatible elements to become an ultimate caster, the rewards of which are pretty high. We're going to go over this hero spec's concept, implementation, power, and then give it an overall score. Sazaze. Alright, so concept-wise, we all know Frostfire. It has existed in World of Warcraft for so long, and it's flowed in and out of the mage class over time. They're now finally giving us an option to specialize into this Frostfire style and really give it more focus. I'm going to give this hero specialization a 4 in concept. The reason for that is that although we all know Frostfire from different implementations in the past, it doesn't actually come up in the lore itself that often. Not like something like an Archmage or a Guardian of Tirisfal or some other heroic class that exists in Warcraft. This one is just a style that we've seen in the past, so it can't quite bump all the way up to 5 stars. My biggest gripe about this concept is really that this makes it so that we don't get a fully Frost specialized hero class. Frost just gets merged into Frostfire, where the other two get their kind of own unique hero specialization. For implementation, the first node is not what I expected it to be. Frostfire Mastery makes it so that whenever you deal damage with Frost or Fire spells, you gain a stacking Mastery buff for that type. Fire Mastery increasing your haste by 1% per stack, and Frost Mastery increasing your Mastery. An interesting thing is, adding stacks doesn't increase the duration, so you build up to 6 over 14 seconds, and at the end of the 14 seconds, it resets to 0. Unlike almost every other starting node in the game, Frostfire Mastery does not immediately make you feel like the hero spec that it's supposed to be, so that was a little bit of a letdown for me. The actual main important node is Frostfire Bolt, which is one below this. This replaces either your Firebolt or your Frostbolt with Frostfire Bolt, an attack that deals Frostfire damage, slows them, and leaves a burn over time. Casting this spell stacks both your Frost and Fire Mastery at the same time. Throughout the rest of this tree, it's basically making it so that if you cast a particular Frost spell, the equivalent Fire spell activates, or vice versa. This is like when Ice Block or Icy Cold end, you then get Blazing Barrier. Comet Storm or Meteor call down the opposite spell, or similar effects. Excess Frost and Excess Fire are two cool nodes that make it whenever you get to the maximum amount of Mastery for either Frost Mastery or Fire Mastery, you get a cool benefit. Frostfire Empowerment gives you a new proc of Frostfire Bolt being instant cast and instantly stacking your Frost Mastery and Fire Mastery to maximum, as well as resetting the duration to the full 14 seconds. This is really important to pay attention to and make sure you get off. Capstone ability makes it so that when you use Icy Veins or Combustion, you get that maximum mastery. So your burn phases are going to be extraordinary. The implementation here is pretty much perfect. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5 in implementation. It is feeling amazing as you're casting your Comet Storms and getting Meteors, or as you're shooting out those Frostfire Bolts and getting all those Mastery stacks. It really plays well and comes together as a solid Frostfire spec. With the tuning in its current state, Frostfire is quite a bit weaker than all the other mage hero specializations. Even with the big buff coming for Frostfire for fire-type mages, it's still just not hitting at an exciting level for power-wise, and I'm going to give it a 2 stars in power. It's just so far behind in single target damage, and the AoE is nothing that special either. That's going to give it an overall hero specialization of 3.5 stars. Mostly being held back by that power rating, and if it gets a buff, this thing is going to jump up to be one of the strongest hero specializations in the game. I really had a lot of fun playing the Frostfire Mage. It doesn't do too much for Frost itself, playing pretty normal to Frost's regular rotation, but it did do quite a bit into the fire. Overall, between the fire specializations, Frostfire is definitely the most visibly appealing, and I really like the looks and style of this type of mage. It was enjoyable to play, and it has a lot of potential as a class. I can't really say there's anything I would do differently other than just upping the tunings. So this is really a solid implementation of this hero spec. Let me know what you think of Frostfire Mages down in the comments below. I'm Zeti Fresh from Sazaze Games, and we'll catch you guys next time.